Hello everyone, my name is Derpy Guinea and welcome back to another video. Halloween is right around the corner, and what better way to get into the Halloween spirit with some good old childhood nostalgia. Now for me, being a 2000s kid, I grew up with Scary Godmother, Monster House, and of course, Goosebumps. I read maybe like 2 or 4 Goosebump books, but I was way more invested with the series, no matter how cheesy they may have been. But for this video, we'll be focusing on the books, more specifically, the original covers of the first 62 books illustrated by the great Tim Jacobus. I found a tier maker of all the covers and put them in set categories, with the first being Ghoulish, which has the Goosebumps factor. It's scary, the image is very detailed, and the creativity couldn't have been used any better. Scary Good, which still has the Goosebumps factor and creativity. Creepy, just kinda in the middle. B-movie. This is for the comical stories in typical B-movie form. Not scary, but not bad. And lastly, Nope, which is not scary at all and definitely does not have the creepy or comical Goosebumps factor. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. The Ghost Next Door. I guess it's because I'm just sorta used to ghosts at this point. It's not giving me as much as I would expect from a Goosebumps cover, so I think I'd have to put it in creepy. It's decent. The Haunted Mask. Automatic ghoulish. From the background colors fading to black to the mask being the center of attention, it gives off strong Goosebumps factor. Even the mask in the series looks kinda scary. Be careful what you wish for. The title alone is creepy. It makes you think and even have doubts on what you're really wishing for, or at least that's how I used to picture it. The image, however, isn't giving me scary nor creepy. I think I'll have to go with a Nope for this one. Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. I love the red background, but the hands, oh my goodness, the hands. It gives me B-movie all the way. The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. You're gonna hear me say this a lot if I haven't already, but the background is absolutely outstanding in this cover. The purple night sky and the almost slime-like water just captivates the eyes. And the extra attention to detail of the clothes on the rock next to the werewolf was spot on. Definitely ghoulish. You Can't Scare Me. The title's right, this won't scare me. Maybe as a kid it would, I was a very scaredy kid. But now, this looks like your typical B-movie. One Day at Horrorland. The face, or one of the faces, of Goosebumps. This book right here is always at the top of anyone's Goosebumps list, and it is for a good reason too. The color scheme, the creepy tree, that ominous monster hovering over the sign. Ghoulish, no questions asked. And getting off topic, does anyone remember that Welcome to Horrorland computer game, or am I the only one? I remember spending countless of hours on that site. Why I'm Afraid of Bees. B-movie premise, B-movie image, it's just a B-movie. Monster Blood 2. I like the classroom aesthetic, and it's kinda creepy, but I need more from this. So for that, I'm gonna add it to Scary Good. It's definitely missing something. Deep Trouble. Jaw vibes, but with a hammerhead. Seen it before, not really interesting. Welcome to Dead House. The first one to kick off this long-lasting book series, and boy does it not disappoint. I love the details of the house and the door and window open, showing the light inside. It's a very eerie image, and I like it a lot. The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. Creepy, but I also feel like this is missing something. Go Eat Worms. I had a fear of all types of creepy crawly things back then, and bugs were number one. I mean, have you seen this episode? I bet it'll still make me itch if I were to watch it now. This cover is a little creepy, but that's about it. If this were to happen to me, I would promptly throw the notebook away, pencil and all. Ghost Beach. I really like this image. I would have picked this book up as a kid, even now if I didn't know what it was. Something about having a cemetery right by the beach is kinda eerie. In a good way, though. Return of the Mummy. I like the fumes escaping his tomb, but the background could have had more. I'm gonna put this in creepy. It's not bad, but could have used more. Phantom of the Auditorium. I love how realistic the clothing looks in this image. The slight wrinkles of his clothes and the wavy effect of his cape is very satisfying. But it doesn't really scream creepy to me. It feels more dramatic. And what's usually over-dramatized? B-movies, of course. Attack of the Mutant. Kind of like the episode, this cover is boring to me. Not to diss the art style, it's amazing as always, but it doesn't scream scary kids book. It screams more of a comic book character, which is most likely what they were going for because of the theme of the story. Plus, the orange border of the book doesn't fit either. Not a fan of this one. My Hairiest Adventure. B-movie premise. The episode doesn't take itself seriously either. A Night in Terror Tower. If you were to come face to face with this menacing person, what would you do? I hope the answer is run. This cover is scary, by far, but I think Jacobus could have done a lot more with the background. The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. I don't know why, but this bird looks extremely punchable. Not scary in the least. Monster Blood 3. The sunset colors are warm and pretty, but overall isn't really special. Stay Out of the Basement. At first glance, I thought it was a zombie hand until you see the leaves growing out of it, and I can appreciate a green giant type of monster. I love the imagery of the hand slowly opening the door. I think a glimpse of the creature's eye in the background would make it even more unsettling. It Came from the Sink. The title itself sounds cheesy, but the imagery says otherwise. I like the intimidating eyes and the objects in the sink blocking the rest of the creature's details. This cover fits perfectly into the creepy spot. Night of the Living Dummy 2. I wish I could talk about the first cover instead of skipping straight to the second, but we're not to that one yet. But oh my goodness, this cover is a mess. I hate the shape of the bed, and the wallpaper in the background is absolutely hideous. Sappy's supposed to be the face of Goosebumps, and this cover is nothing but disappointing. The Barking Ghost. I remember seeing this book in my mom's classroom, and I never grabbed it because it looked way too scary to me. Looking at it now, it's still pretty scary looking. The dark colors make the dog look even more menacing, and the red border goes well with the dog's eyes. The Horror at Camp Jelly Jam. I'm stuck on whether I want to put this in B-movie or creepy. B-movie because this sounds goofy rather than scary, and creepy because if I were to ever get stared at with a face like that, I don't know what I would do. I think I'll put it in creepy for the simple fact that I wouldn't feel safe with a camp counselor staring at me like that. Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. Cheesy title, cheesy image. Nope. A Shocker on Shock Street. Why is the bug so shiny? The image kinda looks cool, not really creepy. Reminds me of that old movie cover of a mantis. I think it was a horror movie or something. The Haunted Mask 2. The mask is giving me green old lady witch type vibes. I wouldn't be scared opening my door seeing that. The Headless Ghost. I think Jacobus had a lot of creative freedom in making this cover. The way the colors complement this image is beautiful, and the ghost itself is drawn so sharply. This goes up to ghoulish. The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. I like the twist of seeing the Abominable Snowman in a bright, sunny location, rather than the typical snowy mountains. This cover alone makes me think the story isn't going to take itself seriously. How I Got My Shrunken Head. Not too much going on with this cover. Simple design at the head on top of a messy dresser. I wish there was more going on with it. Monster Blood. Finally, the first Monster Blood book, and it does not disappoint. I love the green liquid slowly oozing down the stairs, and just imagine if it was red. Simple but perfect design. Night of the Living Dummy 3. Slappy with the gang. This almost looks like a twisted family reunion picture. I mean, I guess it's creepy in a sense if you were to walk up to the attic and see them all laid out like that. Bad Hair Day. I'm not sure if the rabbit was supposed to look this ugly, but it is. Egg Monsters from Mars. This would totally go in a B-movie because of the title alone, but looking more at the picture itself, how in the world could the carton shut properly? That egg is so much bigger than the normal eggs, and it's a whole different color too. No way would I be bringing that home with me. The Beast from the East. Everything seems to complement each other very nicely in this image. The Beast, however, doesn't look too special. Say cheese and die again. Goofy title, goofy picture. Losing the creepy factor, if any, with the eyeballs. Skeletons shouldn't have eyes. Ghost Camp. I really like this one. The foreground is very ominous, and I like how we can see a bit of character in the ghost designs, even though we can't see their bodies. How to Kill a Monster. These paws look like Sully if he were green. Not really feeling this one. Legend of the Lost Legend. Don't get me wrong, this is a beautiful cover. I love everything about it, but it's not giving me goosebumps at all. I'm gonna have to cheat and put this in B-movie. It's just way too detailed to be put in the very bottom. Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns. It looks like they're headed to the nearest costume contest. The card faces are just way too friendly looking. If I were passing out candy, I would probably do a double take, yeah, but that's about it. I would be more concerned for the dog. Vampire Breath. This is another book in my mom's classroom I refused to pick up as a kid. The design of the vampire looks pretty simplistic looking at it now. Say cheese and die. I'll put this one row higher than the second, only because there aren't eyeballs drawn on these skeletons. Calling All Creeps. This is Goosebumps humor all the way. The design of the creeps just remind me of purple dinosaurs, and the white words just dial 555 CREEP is a nice touch. Classic B-movie. Beware the Snowman. Jack Frost, but it was rated PG-13. Nothing special about this cover. How I Learned to Fly. Jacobus sure loves drawing Converse shoes. The title is B-movie worthy, so I'll put it there. Chicken Chicken. It's a finger-licking nightmare. Do I even have to tell you where this is going? Don't go to sleep. Weird perspective of the bed, but wow, that giant hand is really good. I love the detail of the boils and veins on it, with the long claws. I sure as hell would not want to be touched by that thing. The Blob That Ate Everyone. Looks more like a gross blob of ABC gum. Not too keen on this one. The Curse of Camp Cold Leak. Ghoulish for sure. Seeing only half of the creature's face, eyes embedded in your soul, the ripple effect of the water, along with the fog in the background masking the creature from the boat behind it. I could tell there was a lot of creative freedom for this cover, and it's very well made. My Best Friend is Invisible. A lot of pink in this image, but it's not a bad thing. I love the cat's face. I can't tell if it's genuinely scared or being a little drama queen. Deep Trouble 2. This fish is the perfect mixture of derpy and ugly. In all honesty, I would be unnerved looking at this fish in real life, but on a book cover, it's not needed. The Haunted School. Very nice. Way different from the stereotypical design of Ghost. The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. It must have took forever to draw out all those wraps around the mummy. The eyes are very nice too, but I think it's missing something more. Werewolf skin. Looks like someone's getting ready for the next furry convention. That's all I really have to say about this one. I live in your basement. Ew, I don't like the look of this creature at all. It looks like a giant earwax creature, or maybe insides of an elephant. It's very unsettling to look at though, which is a good thing for this list. Monster Blood 4. This is a quick and easy nope for me. Not only do these creatures remind me nothing of Monster Blood, but their lips. Ugh, why are their lips so juicy? Okay, probably the wrong description for those lips, but they are extremely off-putting and I just really don't like them. Let's Get Invisible. Boring. I feel like there could have been other ways to come up with a better cover. Could have been more creative with this one. Night of the Living Dummy. Now this is the face of Goosebumps. Not this, but this one. The black background slowly going into a darkish yellow, the slight shadow of his face, the menacing puppet smile. This cover is the most memorable out of all of them. Ghoulish, ghoulish, ghoulish. The Girl Who Cried Monster. From the most memorable to the most unmemorable. Nothing's creepy about this to me. For a first-time reader who doesn't know what's going to happen, this cover doesn't strike anything alarming. It almost looks normal if the girl wasn't in the background. Welcome to Camp Nightmare. Finally, the last cover, and this is a good one. I absolutely love the backdrop colors and the trees. The creature's hand trying to invade the tent is a perfect amount of spook. I wouldn't change anything about this one. Phew, that was a lot, but I finally finished, and here's the complete list. Which cover do you think's the best? That's all I have for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please do me a favor and palm that like button and subscribe. And have a happy Halloween. Derpy out.